The next topic we're going to talk about is topic 8. This is topic zeros. When you're finding the zero of a function, you're going to plug 0 in for y. So I'm going to have 0 equals 4x plus 12. Solve for x. Subtract 12 from both sides, and you get negative 12 equals 4x. Divide both sides by 4, so that you get negative 3 is x. So that is your answer. X is equal to negative 3. Number 57. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take 2/3 x minus 8 and set it equal to 0. Add 8 to both sides. 2/3 x equals 8. When you're getting rid of a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. Reciprocal is where you flip the fraction. So multiply both sides by 3/2. So that those cancel out, and you're left with x is equal to 8 times 3 is 24 over 1 times 2, which is 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So my answer is x is equal to 12. Number 57 is where you have, 58, you use a graphing calculator for. For now, the graphing calculators are put up, so you cannot use a graphing calculator, but I will show you how to use the graphing calculator from the smartboard. Let me find where my graphing calculator is. When you pull up the graphing calculator, the first thing that you're going to need to type in is the y equals button. So you're going to hit y equals. Clear out any equations that might be in there and type in the equation. You're going to use x squared minus 5x minus 14. Hit enter. Okay, once you do that, you're going to do second calc. Because we're looking for zeros, you're going to scroll down to number 2 and hit enter. It's going to give you the graph, and it's going to say left bound. That means if my 0 is right here, I have to make sure that my little clicker is to the left of my line. Well, it's to my left, hit enter. It now says right bound. So now I have to get to the right of the 0. Hit enter. Guess, we don't care about guessing, and it gives you your answer. The 0 is x equals negative 2. Okay, that's the first one. If you go back to the calculator, you notice it crosses the graph twice. So if that's my other 0, I got to do the same thing. Second calc. Go down to number 2. Oh man, I messed up. I accidentally hit enter. Second calc, 2, enter. Okay, but this time, I'm not looking at that line no more. I'm looking at this one. To the left of the line is going to be about right there. Hit enter. To the right, hit enter, enter again. So that my other answer is x is equal to 7. So my answer to 58 is negative 2, 7. Number 59, use the graphing calculator. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull up my graphing calculator, and I'm going to do y equals. Clear out the equation and type in x to the third plus 3x squared minus 13x minus 15. Hit enter. I'm going to erase my lines. do second calc, go down to number 2, enter. Alright, I wasn't paying attention. If you notice, I typed in my equation wrong. I wasn't watching. Sorry about that, guys. I just realized I didn't have my microphone on. But if you paid attention to what the video was doing, you should get the gist of it. So once you get this, it's going to give you the answer, 0, -5. So I'm going to go back to my paper and write x equals -5. Alright, it crosses 2 more times, so I have to do it 2 more times. Second calc. Second calc. Go down to number 2, hit enter. This time, to the left of my line, is going to be about right there. Hit enter. Go to the right, hit enter twice. -1. -1. And last, you're going to do second calc. Second calc. Go down to number 2, enter. Go to the left. Oh, my line's messed up. Sometimes it might be a little hard to see, but to the left of my line is going to be about here. Hit enter. To the right, enter twice, and my last answer is 3. So that is how you find the zeros using plugging in 0 for y. So you set the equation equal to 0. And then here you use your graphing calculator. I'm going to go ahead and talk about slope. Okay? When you are given a graph, you use slope as rise over run. Rise over run being up and down over left or right. So I'm given 2 points. How many spots did I go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I went up 6, and I ran 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not your final answer because it can simplify. 6 over 4, number that will go into both is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So my final answer is 3 over 2. '61. I went down 1, So that means it's going to be a negative, and I ran 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 1 over 4. M is the variable used for slope. When you have a vertical line, your slope is always going to be undefined. When you have a horizontal line, your slope is always going to be 0. Vertical, straight up and down, undefined. Horizontal, left to right, is 0. When you're given ordered pairs, you're going to use the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So for problem 64, you can label it as x1, y1, x2, y2, and you're going to do negative 3 minus negative 1 over negative 4 minus 2. Well, anytime you have two negatives side by side, it becomes a positive. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. Negative divided by a negative becomes a positive. 2 over 6 can reduce to 1/3. So your final answer is M equals 1/3. $65. You can label it again. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So I'm going to do 11 minus 7 over 5 minus 5. I'm going to get positive 4 over 0. There's a difference between a 0 in the denominator and a 0 in the numerator. If 0 is on bottom, your answer is undefined. 0 cannot be on bottom. Ask Siri, what does it mean to have 0? What do you get when you divide by 0? She gives you a funny answer, so you should do it. 66. Negative 6 minus 10. And then 2 minus negative 6. There again, two negatives side by side become a positive. Negative 6 minus 10 gives me negative 16. 6 plus 2 is 8. Gives me negative 2. So my answer for 66 is M equals negative 2.